whenever that Israel got to the power, the same thing happening with its, its government of the change. That we have the 8 parties. So right now they have Joe Biden, that Democrats in the power in their own administration, that the advisor of the Carter in 1978. The same thing for 8 years. He was advisor Biden of Obama. Right now in Israel, we have the first post-Zionist, anti-Zionist government that got to the power, and it's the only thing that was they have in common, that was anti-Bibi, anti-nationalist, anti. From one side to say, okay, we have the COVID-19. That world economics were influenced and impacts of that by collapsing, putting the people for 2 years in their homes. They gave billions of dollars to the digital companies that are infra, not only infrastructure that you can find in the nation state. It's digital. Digital means the companies right now running global companies are running the world. It's Facebook and the Amazon. They are petrol companies and so on. They're running the world. It's not so. It's whatever that's make them. The challenge of global is the point of the nationality, and nationality means the territory. Nationality is our own heritage. Nationality, it means our culture, and they coming with the multiculturalism. They coming with the feminist and the gap generation, and making the world division of the suppressed and depressed and suppressed. It means that everywhere we can find the neo-Marxist ideology that is say, okay, whenever that you cannot conquer the people and bring them to the classify them by whenever that is say Marxism and Leninism and Stalinism, the communists, you cannot you can get to the power through the ideology from brainwashing the students, and the hegemony they can find in the academy, the hegemony can find in the media, and by the rules, the principles, the neo-Marxists and the new and neo-Marxists right now in the literature, in academic works and so on, in the post-truth era, trying to make us to think everything's okay as well, that you can find, okay, they got Taliban right now, got to the power. Okay, they are negotiators in Doha. Also, we have diplomats, those that's the dress as Pashtuns and so on, with the turbans on the head. There is no any diplomats over there. There's no national security over there. There's no any, those that we have the terrorists for 4 years that are fighting the Russians. 20 years it's with its as well. It's coming and fighting the Americans, and right now we see them in the that they got to the power, and the media not only neglecting the human beings in this region as well as the Middle East, that the shots got to the that were overthrown. That mullahs got in Iran to the power, the Islamists, the same thing in Afghanistan, the same thing that Pakistan. In Pakistan, we have the nuke power. Don't forget that. As well in India, we have the confrontation with India on the Kashmir region. And whenever that we're speaking about the speeches of empowerment defines the justifying its withdrawal from Afghanistan, as well as Vietnam. It was in 70s. The same thing also happening in the double standard in the Middle East, and it's also across the board that we have a few days ago, that's thousands of people that are unemployed instead of coming and giving the people by their own free will to going to decide what they want. They seizing the power in the Gaza and confronting by terrorists. And the point is that using the religion, using the Islam, using the beliefs of the people, but politicization of that and brainwashing the people, and it's instrumental use of the religion to the shift up to the terrorists, and through that also in Islamic regime in Iran, we have the same thing. Also, the Pakistan, we have it, and Afghanistan, we have it. And there's these radicals and of Islamists and jihadis gonna have the implications all around the world that they can, if they can defeat the empires of the Russians, as well, the imperialism, as well, the infidels, as Americans of the NATO, also they can get to the power, and whoever that's giving these bloodshed's gonna happen, they are no more than liberal Democrats and far left socialists that wants the region and the Central Asia as well, Middle East gonna be in instability, because we have $3 trillion minerals. It's in the mines in the Afghanistan that's right now they can use it. 20 years they were undermining these resources by these what's about Russians. After 20 years by the Americans, they have minerals. We have lithium, and the lithium used for these batteries. Whenever that we have, as you know, we have our own cell phones. These cell phones, there is no any batteries you can put inside and outside. There is batteries of lithium, and you can find the mines of that in as well, uranium and so on, and the gold mountains and so on in Afghanistan. And right now, with American withdrawal, not only the weapon and the ammunition and the hegemony of America is under the question. The point is that Chinese and the Russians getting right now to the power, and they want to legitimize the Taliban not as a terrorist, as the partner for taking advantage and gaze out of these game change in Afghanistan.